The 7 levels of Muay Thai. Level 1, first day disaster. You walk into a gym that smells like sweat, liniment oil, and broken dreams. The heavy bags are taped together in 3 places. There's blood on the canvas from this morning's sparring. You're thinking maybe kickboxing class at the fitness center would have been safer. These people can't throw a proper jab without telegraphing it from next week. Their teep looks like they're trying to push open a really heavy door while standing on one leg. You ask them to throw a low kick and they nearly rip their groin in half. This sound isn't a sharp crack against the pad, it's a sad thud followed by immediate regret. Level 1 show up in basketball shorts and a tap-out shirt. Within 20 minutes, they realize this isn't a workout, it's a war. Their shins are screaming. Their shoulders are burning. They've been holding their arms up for basic guard position and it feels like someone strapped bricks to their wrists. How long do we hold this? About 3 more rounds. If you start training today, you'd be here. No shame in it, but Muay Thai doesn't care about your feelings. You either adapt or you quit. Most people quit. Before we go further, hit that subscribe button. If you're serious about understanding combat sports, you're in the right place. Level 2, Survival Mode. You've been showing up for 2 to 3 months. Your shins have calcified enough that you don't want to cry every time you check a kick. You can wrap your hands without YouTube. You know the difference between a teep and a push kick, even if yours looks identical to both. Level 2 fighters have learned basic combinations. Jab, cross, hook, lead leg kick, teep to create distance. They can hold pads for beginners without getting their shoulder blown out. But put them in any situation with pressure and it all disappears. The problem with level 2 is everything works in slow motion. They can throw a clean 1-2 kick with their partner stand still, but add movement, add defense, and suddenly they're throwing arm punches and forgetting their entire stance. They're that person shadowboxing in the mirror who looks incredible until someone throws a punch back. These fighters think they understand clinch work because they've done the drill. Push, pull, knee. Sounds simple. Then someone actually grabs them, controls their head, and suddenly they're getting walked backwards into the ropes while eating knees to the ribs. Level 3, Gym Soldiers. 6 months to a year in, you've developed actual calluses. Your shin conditioning isn't complete, but you can check kicks without limping for 3 days. You've done enough pad rounds to understand rhythm and timing. Level 3s can spar light without panicking. They understand distance management. They know when they're in range, when they're safe, when to close distance, when to bail out. Their teep actually works as a rangefinder now. Low kicks have some snap to them. They've learned to turn their hip over and make that satisfying crack against the heavy bag. But here's where level 3 gets dangerous in the wrong way. They're good enough to think they can fight, not good enough to survive in a real fight. They've never been hit hard. They've never had their leg destroyed by someone who actually knows how to dig into the muscle. Level 3 is where most hobby fighters stay forever. They train twice a week, hit pads, do some light sparring, feel like a badass. Which is fine if you're just here for fitness, but if you think you're learning how to fight, you're lying to yourself. Fighting starts at level 4. Before we get there, do yourself a favor and subscribe. You're clearly into combat sports and we've got more brutal breakdowns coming. Level 4, Real Fighters. This is the line. Everyone below level 4 is playing martial arts. Everyone at level 4 and above is learning violence. You've been training consistently for over a year. You've done full contact sparring, you've been clinched by someone heavier and stronger and felt completely helpless while they methodically broke your ribs with knees. Level 4 fighters have done smokers or inter-club fights. They've stood across from someone who wants to hurt them and had to execute under pressure. Their technique holds up when they're tired, hurt, or scared. They understand how to set up attacks instead of just throwing them randomly and hoping. What separates level 4 from level 3 is pain tolerance and mental fortitude. These people have been baptized in violence. They've tasted their own blood. They've been dropped and had to get back up. They've fought through exhaustion, through injury, through the voice in their head screaming to quit, and they didn't. Level 4s have dangerous weapons. Their low kick can end your ability to walk normally for a week. Their teep can sit you down if you're not ready. In a clinch, they know how to swim for position, how to create frames, how to throw knees that actually land. Put them in a street situation and they're walking out fine. The other guy isn't. Level 5, competitors. 2 to 3 years of dedicated training, multiple amateur fights, maybe some pro bouts. They've won some, lost some, learned more from the losses. These fighters have developed their own style within the framework. Some are technical counters, some are volume punchers, some are clinch specialists who turn every exchange into a war of attrition. Level 5 fighters understand the metagame. They know how judges score, they know how to steal rounds, they know when to pour it on, when to coast, when to survive. They've studied enough fights to understand patterns, southpaw versus orthodox, tall fighter versus short, aggressive versus defensive. What makes level 5 special is ring IQ. These aren't just athletes throwing techniques, they're problem solvers. You give them an opponent who keeps circling away, they cut the ring. You give them someone who wants to clinch, they fight long and tie up defensively. Every fight is a puzzle, and they've learned how to solve it in real time while someone's trying to remove their head. But level 5 still has a ceiling. They're great regional fighters, maybe they win some national titles, but put them against someone who grew up in fighting in Thailand since they were 8 years old, and it's a different level entirely. That's the gap between good and elite. Level 6, elite strikers. This is championship territory. These fighters have spent time in Thailand or trained under legit Thai coaches. They've done the runs, the clinch sessions that last until you can't lift your arms, the sparring rounds with killers who treat you like a heavy bag. Level 6 fighters have fought professionally for years. Their technique is clean, efficient, powerful. They don't waste movement. Every strike has intention. They can fight in any range, boxing range, kicking range, clinch. Their conditioning is stupid. 5 rounds of a high-intensity combat, and they're still moving in the 5th like it's the 1st. What separates level 6 from everyone else is they've weaponized everything. Their jab isn't just a setup, it's a weapon that closes your eye. Their leg kick isn't just damage, it's a tactical tool that removes your mobility. In the clinch, they're breaking you down systematically until you're holding on for survival. These fighters understand timing at a level most people never reach. They can counter your kick mid-flight with a cross that puts you on the canvas. They can time your teep and sweep you off your standing leg. They make expert fighters look amateurish because they're operating several moves ahead. But even level 6 has limits. They're elite in their weight class, in their region, maybe in their country. But the very pinnacle, the legends, that's a different species entirely. Level 7, living legends. The names you know. Senchai, who retired with over 340 wins and makes fighters half his age look foolish. Boakhaw, who brought Muay Thai to the world stage and became synonymous with power. Rodtang, the current king of violence who fights like every round is sudden death. Stamp Fairtex, who dominated Muay Thai that took over MMA because apparently one combat sport wasn't enough. Legends haven't just mastered Muay Thai, they've transcended it. Senchai throws techniques that shouldn't work. Cartwheels, jumping switch kicks, catches your leg and trips you while you're still confused about what happened. He moves like water, fights like art, and makes it look effortless against world champions. Level 7 fighters have shaped this sport. They've inspired generations. Kids in Bangkok start training because they want to be like Boakhaw. Fighters in America changed their entire style after watching Rodtang walk through punishment that would hospitalize normal humans. These aren't just fighters, they're institutions. What makes a legend isn't just skill, it's impact. They've shown the world that Muay Thai really is. Not kickboxing with elbows, not a workout class. A complete fighting system refined over centuries, proven in millions of fights, respected by every combat sport on Earth. The difference between a champion and a legend's simple. Champions have great careers, legends change the sport forever. Now you know the levels. Question is, if you're training Muay Thai, which level are you really at? Not where you think you are, where you actually are. Because most people lie to themselves. But the heavy bag doesn't lie, neither does sparring, and definitely not the ring. But knowing the levels is just half the battle. You need to know what kind of Muay Thai practitioner you are. There are 7 types, and you've definitely one of them. Now, if you're really enjoying this breakdown, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We've got more combat sports deep dives coming that'll change how you see fighting. I'll see you in the next one.